Back at Island in the Sky, and we are over here about to hike the Alcove Spring Trail this morning. Taylor Canyon is 5 miles. We are going to go down to Moses and Zeus Towers. About, I think it was a 13 mile hike round trip down into the canyon, which be a little bit different than the way we've been hiking, because we've been starting in the bottoms of the canyons, going up and over the rims down at the needles. But today we are switching it up, so we're back on the top side. Decided to come back up here. Felt like we just hadn't really gotten our fill of Canyonlands, and there was still more to see here. So we come back up here for a few more days. Today's hike should be a good one. And you can start to look off down into the canyon now. You can kind of get an idea what the trail is going to look like. As I understand it, we're going to drop about 1,300 feet into this canyon. And one of these big towers around here is Zeus, and one of them is Moses. I honestly not real sure what I'm looking for, but was just looking for some good hikes here in the Island in the Sky part. Here we go. Now we can kind of see what we're in for. We're gonna drop all the way down. I see the trail way down there. You can see it cutting across the landscape there in the middle of the screen. Going down and coming back up. Should be a good workout. It's a big alcove or rock outcropping or rock shelter, whatever you want to call it. Up there, right up there is where we started from. And the trail just kind of winds its way back here on the wall down to about there, and then zigzags back and around, and before it finally comes out through here and heads on out this way. But I think we've got the bulk of the descent done. That was fairly tricky and technical. There were several spots where the trail had been washed out. Like, just stuff came tumbling down and just completely ripped the trail off the side of the mountain there, or the side of the canyon. And so you're kind of scrambling and spider crawling and doing so over, at least one area was over a pretty big drop off, good exposure. So at this point, I think the hard part is done, at least for the morning. Obviously we're gonna have to walk back up that to get out of here, but we'll think about that after a while. Right now, let's just enjoy this flat cruisy terrain and get out here and meet Moses and Zeus. Lovely little trail, almost entirely flat. It's coming out now that we've hit the bottom of the canyon here. Seen the new type of cactus that's blooming. The barrel cactus down here appears to be blooming. It has more like a baby blue type of flower. It's gorgeous, beautiful. Here's one of these little barrel cactuses starting to open up. You can kind of see what color the flowers are going to be. love these guys. It is just so peaceful and quiet down here. Still making our way through the final bits of the wash here, but as you can see, we are looking up the way here at Moses and Zeus. And I just ran into a backcountry ranger, and she was telling me that this taller one right here is Zeus, and the shorter one in the back is Moses. Alright, well, we came from Alcove Spring, so that's about 5.5 miles behind us. Moses and Zeus are directly ahead of us. And so we're going to go ahead and walk on up here and just go to the end of the trail and see what's what. Dang, y'all. I did not realize this was going to be such a serious trail up here. This thing is lots of exposure. You can see we've gained a lot of elevation already real quick. There's the trail going up in front of us. Yeah, y'all are gonna come up here and do this trail to meet with Zeus and Moses. Be prepared. It's strenuous, a lot of exposure, and a little tricky. Some places the trail's been washed out entirely, so you're just kind of scrambling and bouldering. Well, looks like this is as close as I'm getting. The trail basically goes right here, and you can see there's been another big rock slide right there. And I think I'm going to go back down, and then I'm going to drop out here into this valley. Walk up this wash and see if I can get some good shots of it from down there before we head back up and around that, which is where we came from. So wish me luck getting down from here. This thing has been unbelievable, super washed out, super chewed up, multiple cairns leading you wrong ways. So I don't know, we're going to try to find a way off of here without slipping to our death. Okay, correction, I backtracked a little ways. I found another trail that wrapped around the other side and brought me up here to the next level. Here's where I'm drawing the line. That is 8 inches across, maybe a foot. It sucked to go down either side. Here's where we turn around and scramble our way back to the bottom. For real this time. That, no thank you. I choose to hike another day. I got too many other hikes ahead of me. Go screwing around with that. I mean, there is nobody else out here. I passed 2 backpackers on the way out. Or as I was coming in, they were heading out. And I passed the backcountry ranger, who was also on her way out. So if I were to fall up here, who knows when somebody would find me. All right, let's scramble back down here to that flat area, and I think we're gonna have a little snack. Beautiful, amazing views. This canyon really reminds me a ton of hiking in the Grand Canyon. It really does. Well, we just finished our little snack here. I think we're gonna scurry off the end of this hill right here, and you can see where the trail's heading on out this way. Try to get back down to the bottom. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that was terrifying. There's another way down that I saw once I got to the top over on the left side. So I think we might try that. Hopefully we don't get into trouble. Anything's gotta be better than the way we came up. That was yikes. This is crazy. So I came down the other side. I came down over here and around that point. But if you look, let's see, where's that big flat one at? Right there. See that trail right there running through the middle of the screen? That's the one I went up. And that is the one that is terrifying. I'm thinking maybe it's an old washed out trail that's not used anymore, but somehow I missed a cairn, a marker somewhere. I mean, this one's clearly marked. You can see multiple cairns. I saw this flower, I was like, I definitely did not come this way. I would have remembered passing this. But yeah, making our way down. We're probably halfway. I love that bird. Thank you. Whew. Made her back down, safe and sound. That was a little different. There, basically, I found where I messed up at. There's a section of the trail not long after you start up that there's a very clearly defined trail going up to the left. And if you know to look for it, right there there's a little boulder on your right hand side. The trail switchbacks up behind that boulder to the right. And if you look up that way, you'll see all the cairns. I mean, you won't be able to miss it. But as you're heading up there, you know, you're looking down, you're watching your feet, your hands, because it's right after a section where a bunch of boulders came down and wiped the trail out. So you're already scrambling a little bit. You look ahead and you see this nice smooth section of trail going up in front of you. And somebody had stacked like 4 rocks across it. But honestly, it looked like a cairn that somebody had knocked down or it fell over. I was like, wonder why there's a cairn there. Obviously, that's the trail. So up it I went. Coming back down on the other side, so much easier, so much less danger and exposure. Getting up to the point where I stopped and turned around at, it's a little steep. There are some sketchy spots, but overall it's doable for most folks. And then honestly, if I'd have had my trekking poles with me just to give me a little more balance and the wind would not have been blowing, I probably would have went on across that ridge. Why? I don't know, because it's there and that's where the trail goes. And that's just how I am. I just follow the trail to the end and then I turn around and go back. But anyways, all in all, pretty good hike. A little more than I bargained for a couple of times, but hey, it's all part of the fun, right? All right, so public safety announcement. If you are going to hike this trail out to Moses and Zeus, and if you are going to hike it in the morning and then back as a day hike, as I am doing, you need to be aware there are very, very few spots of shade. I found one here in the shelter of this canyon wall, but it is a long, dry, very exposed walk all the way back to the trailhead. So bring plenty of water. Don't be afraid to stop and take breaks when you see shade, because there's not going to be much of it. And enjoy your hike. Public safety announcement concluded. Check this dude out. It's the second one I've seen. I've got some pretty good pictures of him. When he runs, which I probably won't be able to video, he literally comes up off the front legs entirely and sprints on his back legs, which makes him super fast. Well, we're done with the river walk, or the wash. Right up there, I believe, is where we're headed. Or it may be right around that little corner right tucked back in there. But anyways, we just got maybe another half mile to the wall, and then up, up, up. That is a huge rock shelter. That thing is every bit as big as the ones that they have down at Mesa Verde that have all the villages and the cities built into them. Thing's incredible. So up there's where we're going. We got 1,400 feet to gain, and that's not bad. I've done 5 times that in a day easy. But so it's 10 till 2 now. We'll see what time it is when we get to the top. All right, it is 2:25. We are back to the top. So what was it? 25 minutes there, 10 there, 35 minutes, about 30 minutes because I did stop for about 5. So about 30 minutes to climb 1,400 feet. Not bad. Well, I am gonna get unloaded here and get back in the truck. Go back and get the girls. I think we're gonna go into Arches for sunset tonight. So, thanks for hiking with me. Peace.